Hello all, hello everyone, and my greetings to you wherever you're watching me from. I remain your humble Esetonia. So today I want to delve into this saga, this matter, between Apostle Suleiman and this young lady you're watching beside my video. And firstly, I want us to know that I am not Apostle Suleiman fan. Yes, because I don't think I've actually watched him or listened to his videos or his sermon on one or two occasions. That was 5 years back, so I'm not actually his fan. And another thing I want to submit here is that I'm not justifying whatever accusation they laid against him. I am not justifying this. So I took my time actually to watch this video. Normally I don't do that. Okay, I also want everyone to make this video viral like you did to every other videos, so that it will serve as reference to every other person that will come up to do video, against anybody, whether against a man of God or any of that. So why I want to do this video, I want us to register it on our mind, and also want us to think about it very well. I'm not going to use this video to convince you or to confuse you or to make you take side wherever that is happening. And most importantly, I want you to know that I am not supporting what the lady said that Apostle Suleiman did, but I just want us to see my own confession from my own point of view. All right, so something happened in the book of 2 Samuel 11. There was a man in the Bible named King David. And the Bible said at a point where king should have gone to war, or where king were going to war, David didn't, and he stayed back while he asked his army to go to war. And then one of the occasions, David was in his palace, and then he was throwing down, walking from one direction to the other, and then he sighted a beautiful woman named Bathsheba having her bath. And David inquired about the woman, and they told David who the woman was, and David brought the woman Bathsheba to his palace. They had discussions. What's happened thereafter? The woman became pregnant. That's it, Bathsheba became pregnant. While Bathsheba's husband was on the battlefield, Bathsheba's husband Uriah was on the battlefield, and then Bathsheba sent message down to David to tell him the condition of things. And David realized that he has made a very terrible mistake, and then he asked him to ask Uriah, the husband of the woman, to leave the battlefield and come back home. What David was thinking was that he wanted him to go home and have sex with his wife, but then Uriah didn't. So eventually Uriah came, and Uriah stayed with them. He didn't go home. He didn't know the reason why he was called. He was supposed to go home to go and quickly say hello to his family, but he didn't. He was with him. So, people told David, the following day, the men told, the messengers told David, Uriah didn't go home. David said, okay, let's devise another means. And so they got him drunk the following day. So Uriah actually got drunk, hoping that when he's drunk, he will eventually go home. Yet he didn't go home. David told Uriah, go home, go and have time with your family. Uriah said, no, how can I go home? Why the lost army? They are fighting in the battle. Why will I go home to have pleasure with my wife? David found out that he was in a bad case. So David wrote a letter and gave him and asked him to give the letter to Joab, the captains of the army. And then Joab read the letter and found out that the king instructed that they should put Uriah in battle was very hot. So Uriah was just an ordinary army, but with a beautiful wife. Joab did as the king instructed, and Uriah died in the battlefield. And Joab sent message back to King David to tell him the outcome of what they did. And David said, yes, so such is life. They told Bathsheba that her husband died in battle, and she mourned her husband for 3 months. After 3 months, David took Bathsheba in as his wife. Now, look at where I'm going to. That there is no man of God in this our present dispensation that will be close to God like David in the Bible. The Bible told us that David was very close to God, and the Bible said it was even God that affirmed that David is a man after my heart. David actually killed Uriah. After killing Uriah, David married his wife, and then this is the same David, the Bible said it was after God's heart. So if you come up to look at a man of God, that man of God is a spirit, that means you're lying. So the notion of saying now, so that one takes me down to this woman's confession. She said it was the spirit that prompted her. It was the spirit that prompted her to make this confession because she felt she sinned against the man of God. Or whether she sinned against the man of God or she sinned against God. You know, the reason being that, I totally disagree with that. Because God is not the author of confusion. Is Apostle Suleiman not a human being? Like I said, I'm not Apostle Suleiman fan. I am not supporting what he did. But what I'm against is when you come up to say that because the person is a man of God, people just have to share the video. The pastor is a human being. Pastor has an emotional being. So I just want us to know that the only perfect human being, the only perfect being is God. So whether the person, there are some people, yes, they cannot do it. But even if one person cannot, even if one man of God cannot commit adultery, that man of God has a weakness. That it might not be the weakness that will be trending. So there is nobody that is completely free. But now, my point now goes to this woman's video. You said God asked you to do it. My friend, my dear, go and read the Bible. If you read the Bible very well, I just feel that you didn't want to forgive yourself. I don't know. Two things I was actually thinking, whether somebody wrote the script for you, because at a point you said, while you were returning from your own your own mission in quotes, you saw other ladies that were hanging out waiting for men, and then you want to talk to them. Are you fooling who? What were you thinking, that the way they were actually doing it wasn't the right way, and then you want them to come and be connecting? Both of you did not do different things. You did the same thing. The people that hung out on the roads to wait for customers to pick them up, you that somebody got connected to a customer, both of you are the same. So, you know, and now that was when I now realized that it seemed that somebody wrote this script for you, you know. And then the person would have thought, the person would have done a very deep thinking before doing that thing. You know why? You know, if God asks you to make the video, you know, you now raise your hand to say that, you put your hand on your chest to say that actually that you got born again in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. For that reason, that you confess to yourself, you have to come out and say this. But the thing is, the only question I have for you, in your entire life, was Apostle Suleiman the only person that you've ever slept with? You didn't have sex with any other person? I don't want to be the judge. I want to assume that the only person you've ever had sex with was Apostle Suleiman. So that was why you said the Spirit prompted you all, and the Spirit asked you to make this video. You know, God that knows His children, that know, see, everybody, whether you're a pastor, you are not a pastor, God knows the weakness of all His children. See, I am not condemning your confession. Quote me right. Yes, you can come out to make public, I would call it boldness. When you say you want to restitute, and then you were once a prostitute, and then you came out to make a public, make a public confession that affirms to what you were, and now you are renouncing it. You want to be someone else. I will just say kudos to your boldness. I used to be a criminal. I used to be this. I used to be that. I gave my life to Christ, and I became born again. And I just want to own up to all my wrong, and I confess. I will just clap hands for you. So, but I even fought all this your video. I just want to tell us that we shouldn't be fooling ourselves sometimes. And somebody carried that camera and then started videoing you. After the whole video, you posted it. So now when you posted it, you didn't send the message. If God had asked you to confess, you didn't send the message to Apostle Suleiman. The Apostle Suleiman, I became born again. I'm so sorry that I was a lady that you committed fornication with some time ago. You didn't do that. And God now said you should go and place it on social media. So why will you say that if for instance I wrong somebody, if for instance I want to make restitution of what I did to somebody or what I felt was wrong that I did, can't I call the person that is involved? Somebody is involved, for crying out loud. Whatever sin we've committed in this world is against us. So if our conscience is killing us for what we have done, it's for us to relate to that person. It's not to come to social media. Social media is nobody's name. It's not to come to social media to spread it. So my dear lady, I know you stand on what you said. I'm not even against what you said, but I just want you to read your Bible very well. That is why I brought out the issue of David. And I want to repeat it again, that there is no man of God in this our present dispensation that will be close to God like David in the Bible. No, there is none. because David fought physical battle all through. It wasn't easy. Yes, you can tell us that those ones are fighting spiritual battle. David was very close to God. David was the one composing. You see those hymns, those psalmists. David was the one that composed it to God. David was the one that, you know the way he served, he worshiped God. You know how God made an everlasting covenant with him. God made an everlasting covenant with David. And but yet, this David you're talking about, he was the one that slept with somebody's wife, killed the person, and married the person's wife. Tell me, what would be worse than that? So if you come up next time to come and do video against a man of God, I think before you do it, first of all, watch my video. And read. If you don't watch my video, go to the book of 2 Samuel 11. Just read the whole of 2 Samuel 11. You see the account. You see everything there. And then I pray that God will give us wisdom next time to handle things. Like I said, I'm not the type that normally come to social media to come and start doing all this. But I just feel it's becoming too much. And then you see it's going viral, and also want this video to go viral. I remain your humble Esetonia. Follow my page. I have something positive for us. I stand on the positive side of life. And I also want to tell us that I am not defending, or I'm not supporting, or whatever Apostle Suleiman did, I'm not supporting it. I'm not justifying it. But I only want us to know that pastors are human beings. Pastors are not spirits. Pastors are human beings, and pastors are not angels. So the only person that will never and who will never fail you is God. That is all I have to say.